Hey, Tracy, can you hear me just fine? This is Marquita.
Yes, Marquita, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Tracy, rather. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Great. Okay. I would like to call to order proceeding number 25C-0121-INS. I'm Kelly Rosenberg, the Administrative Law Judge assigned to this proceeding. This is the Commission's standing show cause insurance hearing set by notices and complaints to individual respondents. At this time, I would like to take appearances.
Your Honor,
I'll start
Jennifer.
with staff.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh, it said starting with staff, sorry.
Okay. Jennifer Hayden with the Colorado Department of Law, appearing on behalf of PUC staff. With me is staff witness Marquita Riley.
Thank you. And it does not look like we have any respondents here. If that is incorrect, just somebody speak up. And if somebody does show as we're proceeding, we can go ahead and deal with it then. Before we get started, I would just like to inform or remind all participants that it is the Commission's practice to record and webcast legal proceedings, including this one. And we have a court reporter recording each word stated. If I mispronounce anyone's name or if I use an incorrect gender pronoun, I mean no disrespect, please just correct me and I will endeavor to get it right from there on out. And with that, staff, go ahead and call your first witness.
Your Honor, staff calls Marquita Riley.
Thank you. Ms. Riley, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Please proceed.
Good afternoon. Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Marquita Riley, Marquita Riley.
Who is your current employer?
The Public Utilities Commission.
What is your job title?
I'm the program assistant for the transportation unit.
And what is your role in this proceeding?
I review the commission records and coordinate with staff for these proceedings against motor carriers that do not have current effective levels of financial responsibility on file with the commission.
Do the statutes and commission rules require motor carriers to file evidence of financial responsibility with the commission?
Yes.
Can you tell us which statutes or rules require motor carriers to have evidence of financial responsibility?
Yes, per Rule 6008 requires that motor carriers maintain and file evidence of financial responsibility with the commission.
What needs to be provided to the commission to show financial responsibility?
Per Rule 6008, motor carriers must electronically file certain forms. An example would be a Form E as evidence of financial responsibility.
And how long does this evidence of financial responsibility remain in effect?
Again, per Rule 6008 requires that each insurance company give the commission a 30-day advance written notice when insurance is not being renewed or if it's being canceled.
And what is the next step when the PUC receives a notification of cancellation or non-renewal?
I use the commission's OpRights database to compile the list of motor carriers that the commission received notice that their insurance was going to cancel.
And were those exhibits for today's hearing provided to the respondents?
Yes, they were.
If we could please take a look at what has been previously marked as hearing exhibit 1. Ms. Riley, please describe this document.
Yes, this is the initial hearing cycle listing that contains the names of the motor carriers that the commission received notice that their financial responsibility was going to expire.
Who prepared this list?
I did.
How was it prepared?
We used the commission OpRights database to compile the list.
And when did staff prepare this list?
On March 24th, 2025.
And can you describe where the date appears here on exhibit 1?
Yes, it's on the bottom right corner.
Thank you. Does the commission create a hearing cycle listing like the one we see in exhibit 1 as part of the regular course of its business activities?
Yes.
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain documents like exhibit 1 as part of its business record in the regular course of business activities?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit exhibit 1.
Exhibit 1 is admitted.
And Ms. Riley, based on this list, what action did the commission take?
The commission sent a letter to each respondent.
Thank you. If we could please take down exhibit 1. Ms. Riley, I'd like to now turn your attention to what has been previously marked as staff's hearing exhibit 2. Ms. Riley, what are these documents?
These are copies of the letters sent to the respondents on today's updated list.
And if we could please scroll through this, looks like 39-page document. Ms. Riley, what does the information in the letters tell the respondents?
The letter explains that all operations under its authority are suspended as of the date the insurance expires, unless proof of proper insurance is submitted to the commission. It also provides notice of today's hearing and advises the respondent that if proper evidence of financial responsibility is not submitted to the commission, then its authority may be permanently revoked.
When did the commission send these letters?
The letters were mailed out on March 24th, 2025.
Is it the practice of the commission to create letters like these in the regular course of business activity?
Yes,
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain letters like Exhibit 2 as part of its records in the regular course of business activities?
yes,
Your Honor, staff moves to admit Exhibit 2 into evidence.
Exhibit 2 is admitted.
And for the record, there are 39 pages to this exhibit.
Mhm.
Does the commission require motor carriers to establish and maintain a designated agent?
yes. Per Rule 6006 requires that the motor carriers establish and maintain a designated agent.
And were these notice letters sent to the addresses of the designated agents on file with the commission?
Yes, they were.
And how did the commission serve these letters?
Through first-class postal mail.
Okay. Thank you for scrolling through these. And that will complete Exhibit 2 in its entirety. If we could please take this down. Ms. Riley, let's turn to what has previously been marked as hearing Exhibit 3. If you could please describe this document.
Yes, this is the attachment that was sent with the notice letters. This attachment contains information on how to participate in today's video conference hearing.
And when was this attachment sent to respondents?
On March 24th, 2025?
Is it the commission's standard practice to include this attachment with the notification letters to the respondents when it holds an electronic hearing?
Yes,
And if we could please scroll through this 5-page document. Did the commission create this attachment in the regular course of its business activities?
yes,
Is it the practice of the commission to maintain attachments like Exhibit 3 in the regular course of business activities?
yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing Exhibit 3.
Exhibit 3 is admitted, and I also just want to note for the record that I did pre-review these pre-filed exhibits as well in advance of the hearing, just so everybody's aware.
Thank you. If we could please take this down. I'd like to talk about what has previously been marked as hearing Exhibit 4. Ms. Riley, please describe this document.
Yes, this is the certificate of service for the notice letters and the attachments sent to each respondent.
And did the commission create this certificate in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes,
Is it the practice of the commission to maintain certificates like this in the regular course of its business?
yes,
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing Exhibit 4.
Exhibit 4 is admitted.
Ms. Riley, the language on this certificate states whose name and addresses appear below, and below that it states, see hearing cycle listing. Are these statements referring to the original hearing cycle listing in Exhibit 1?
yes,
Thank you. If we could please return to hearing Exhibit 2, which is the notice letter. The letter informs the respondents about what happens if it can provide evidence of insurance or surety coverage before the hearing. If the commission receives evidence of insurance or surety coverage What happens?
Then we will not proceed against that carrier and dismiss them from the hearing cycle listing.
Did staff create an updated hearing cycle listing for today's hearing?
Yes.
If we could please take a look what has been previously been marked as hearing exhibit 5. Thank you. Ms. Riley, please describe this document.
This is the updated hearing cycle listing for today's date. It contains the names of the respondents that the commission still have not received updated insurance forms or current effective levels of financial responsibility.
And did staff create this list the same way you described for hearing exhibit 1?
Yes,
Who created this document?
I did.
When was it created?
On April 7th, 2025?
Did the commission create this hearing cycle listing in the regular course of its business activities?
Yes.
And is it the practice of the commission to maintain the updated hearing cycle listing in exhibit 5 as part of its records in the regular course of business activities?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff moves to admit hearing exhibit 5.
Exhibit 5 is admitted.
Ms. Riley, did staff send a letter to all motor carriers listed in hearing exhibit 5?
Yes.
Do the addresses listed in hearing exhibit 5 match the carrier's addresses in hearing exhibit 2?
Yes.
When is the last time you checked to see if there was any change in the status of carriers in exhibit 5?
This morning, April 9th, 2025.
Are you aware of any pending applications, either for suspensions or abandonment, affecting any common and contract carriers listed in hearing exhibit 5?
We don't have any pending applications at this time.
Does staff recommend dismissing any carriers listed in hearing exhibit 5?
Yes, I do have 3.
If so,
Mountain.
which ones?
Oh, sorry. I jumped the gun. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
that's all right.
Mountain Valley Concierge LLC, PUC number LL-04479. Delivery Solutions MB LLC, PUC number HHG 00741. And Northeastern Towing and Recovery, PUC number T-05606. Insurance was updated for those 3 respondents.
Thank you. Ms. Riley, are you aware of any letters returned to the commission?
Yes, we did have a few return mails. Good Move USA Corporation. There was no other address on file for us to return that letter. Limo for You LLC. Again, not another address on file. And Tomoto Co. LLC. There was not another address on file for that respondent either.
All right. Were you able to verify that those addresses match the ones in the system?
Yes.
And did you attempt to notice the carrier in another manner?
No.
If we could please take this exhibit down. When does the decision made after this hearing become a final commission decision?
The recommended decision will become a final commission order decision 20 days after the administrative law judge issues their recommended decision if no exceptions are filed.
And what happens if a carrier provides proper proof of insurance before the decision becomes a final order of the commission?
Then the recommended decision will not be enforced against that respondent.
And what is staff's recommendation today?
Staff recommends that the certificate of permit numbers listed on here in Exhibit 5 be revoked for lack of financial responsibility as required by law, except for Mountain Valley Concierge LLC, Delivery Solutions MB LLC, and Northeastern Towing and Recovery.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. I have nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Thank you. And thank you, Ms. Riley. I don't have any further questions for you. So I appreciate your time. Steph, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Your Honor, staff rests.
Thank you. I didn't think you did, but wanted to ask. Well, thank you everyone for your time. This was very quick. I will thank you for taking the time and presenting the case. I will go ahead and write up the written recommended decision, and that should be issued very shortly. So thank you, everyone, and we can go off the record and we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.